Come quickly.
انزل.
Come down. Come down. Come down.
تقدم للأمام.
Come forward. Come forward. Come forward.
يصعد.
Come up. Come up. Come up.
تعال مبكرا.
Come early. Come early. Come early.
تعال بجانبي.
Come around. Come around. Come around.
تخرج.
Come out. Come out. Come out.
تعال مجددا.
Come again. Come again. Come again.
تعال بهدوء.
Come quietly. Come quietly. Come quietly.
تعال معي.
Come with me. Come with me. Come with me.
تعال فورا.
Come at once. Come at once. Come at once.
اصعد للأعلى.
Come upstairs. Come upstairs. Come upstairs.
اذهب بعيدا.
Go away. Go away. Go away.
تقدم.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
عد للخلف.
Go back. Go back. Go back.
ادخل للداخل.
Go inside. Go inside. Go inside.
اخرج للخارج.
Go outside. Go outside. Go outside.
اصعد للأعلى.
Go upstairs. Go upstairs. Go upstairs.
انزل للأسفل.
Go downstairs. Go downstairs. Go downstairs.
امشي ببطء.
Go slowly. Go slowly. Go slowly.
امشي بسرعة.
Go fast. Go fast. Go fast.
اذهب للمنزل.
Go home. Go home. Go home.
تقدم للأمام.
Go forward. Go forward. Go forward.
Whose is this? لمن هذا? Whose is this? Whose is this? Whose car broke? سيارة من تعطلت. Whose car broke? Whose car broke? Whose book fell? كتاب من سقط. Whose book fell? Whose book fell? Whose pen dropped? قلم من سقط. Whose pen dropped? Whose pen dropped? Whose phone rang? هاتف من رن. Whose phone rang? Whose phone rang? Whose bag is it? حقيبة من هذه? Whose bag is it? Whose bag is it? Whose dog barked? كلب من نبح? Whose dog barked? Whose dog barked? Whose shoes fit? حذاء من يناسب? Whose shoes fit? Whose shoes fit? Whose turn next? دور من التال. Whose turn next? Whose turn next? Whose jacket's here? معطف من هنا. Whose jacket's here? Whose jacket's here? Whose house nearby? بيت من قريب. Whose house nearby? Whose house nearby? Whose keys lost? مفاتيح من ضاعت. Whose keys lost? Whose keys lost? Whose cup spilled? كوب من انسكب. Whose cup spilled? Whose cup spilled? Whose hat flew? قبعة من طارت. Whose hat flew? Whose hat flew? Whose wallet found? محفظة من وجدت. Whose wallet found? Whose wallet found? Whose coat left? معطف من ترك. Whose coat left? Whose coat left? Whose bike outside? دراجة من في الخارج. Whose bike outside? Whose bike outside? Whose chair broke? كرسي من انكسر. Whose chair broke? Whose chair broke? Whose song playing? أغنية من تشغل. Whose song playing? Whose song playing? Whose homework finished? واجب من انتهى. Whose homework finished? Whose homework finished? Whose umbrella this? مظلة من هذه. Whose umbrella this? Whose umbrella this? Whose ball rolled? كرة من تدحرجت. Whose ball rolled? Whose ball rolled? Whose socks these? جوارب من هذه. Whose socks these? Whose socks these? Whose glasses missing? نظارات من مفقودة. Whose glasses missing? Whose glasses missing? Whose laptop here? لابتوب من هنا. Whose laptop here? Whose laptop here? Whose letter arrived? رسالة من وصلت. Whose letter arrived? Whose letter arrived? Whose watch ticking? ساعة من تدق. Whose watch ticking? Whose watch ticking? Whose shoes muddy? أحذية من مغطاة بالطين. Whose shoes muddy? Whose shoes muddy? Whose child cried? طفل من بك. Whose child cried? Whose child cried? Whose food cold? طعام من بارد. Whose food cold? Whose food cold? Whose idea worked? فكرة من نجحت. Whose idea worked? Whose idea worked? Whose friend called? صديق من اتصل. Whose friend called? Whose friend called? Whose gift wrapped? هدية من ملفوفة. Whose gift wrapped? Whose gift wrapped? Whose water spilled? ماء من انسكب. Whose water spilled? Whose water spilled? Whose painting displayed? لوحة من معروضة. Whose painting displayed? Whose painting displayed? Whose bike repaired? دراجة من تم إصلاحها. Whose bike repaired? Whose bike repaired? Whose paper finished? ورقة من انتهت. Whose paper finished? Whose paper finished? Whose bed unmade? سرير من غير